I am delighted to be the president jury of the New York to Paris International Film Festival. I am represented by 3 Arts Entertainment and I'm currently writing screenplays. I have spoken a lot on film festival panels, female in film panels. I have moderated a lot of independent film festivals. Last year I worked with the Chelsea Film Festival, the New York Independent Film Festival, and I also was the final juror for the New York Web Series. I have also worked with an organisation called Create 2030, where we work with United Nations and we're looking at sustainable development goals in filmmaking. What I really like about working with the New York to Paris Film Festival is that it is founded and it is run by a female group and team. Now, I love working with male colleagues. I have a lot of solid relationships with male colleagues, but it has taken me a long time to find that working relationship due to the challenges in the industry as a female. What I really love about working with an all-female team is that by putting females into positions of power, we are seeing for the first time what the female perspective is. So, for example, the other day I was reading an article about the ancient poem, the Odyssey. Now, this is usually translated by men in the past, and for the first time it's been translated by a female. And what has happened is this ancient poem that we know is a completely different story. She has highlighted female, smaller parts around the story, and it's given it a whole new form. So it's very important to be aware that when we have a female lens and we look through this lens, we are creating art that has a different perspective and a different message. And for me, it's very exciting to work with female teams because we're going to find out what that is in our selections, and also in my jury that I've put in place, we are sharing this mission. So that's very exciting. I think what's really great about the festival is, as the title suggests, is the New York to Paris Film Festival. So we are offering a platform in Paris and New York, which to me as an artist and many artists I know, that's the dream. And we have New York, which is a huge, powerful market, and also Paris, which is dynamically cool and cultural, and we're putting these together, selecting films from all across the world and giving them these 2 platforms to show their work on it. And I feel proud that we can do that, and I'm proud on behalf of the festival for pairing those great cities together, so that's really exciting. We have had submissions from all over the world in all genres, and it is fantastic for me because my job is to watch this content. So a big thank you to the creators that have given me this job, which is to watch and be entertained and be inspired by their work. I think to be an official selection is a mark of distinction in itself. I think that the competition is so high and the standard that we had was so high that although I have this wonderful job of watching the work, on the other side it's also very challenging because we need to make a decision, and it's not an easy decision. So I think I tell the jury members and myself, I always like to follow that more gut, visceral feeling when a film impacts you. I try not to look at star cast names and who's in the film, and just take the emotive feeling from watching the material. And I think the best advice I could give filmmakers is to know that making the decisions is incredibly difficult. So if you were selected but you don't win, that's still a major achievement. If you submitted but didn't make official selection, still come to the festival. Take part in the workshops, if there's workshops or panels, and come and speak to us, because we have seen your work. The jury, they watch everything. We watch from start to end. Every film is watched. So you're on our radar even if you haven't been selected. So the best advice I could give to filmmakers is there's a lot of festivals, and to pick a festival that you would want to attend even if you didn't get picked, that you will meet like-minded people, that you can network, that you can build teams to then make your next project. If I was going to give you some inside information as a jury member, I would say that although we would love it to be all about the films, which is obviously the main part, I would take care when you're filling out your application to really flesh it out with a mission statement, with your biography. I have seen applications come in where the film has been left to speak for itself, and that's very idealistic and very beautiful. However, for me, when I don't see that you've even put your credits in, and I have seen this, you must remember that independent film festivals, we're all in this together trying to source funding to give you a platform. So we want to know from your application that if you get selected, you are resourceful and committed to come to our festival and support. As a host, there's been moments where we've awarded 4 awards to a series, and in the awards ceremony there is no one there to take the award. That's damaging to an independent film festival. So very inside advice that you probably don't hear would be to take that time and flesh out your application to show your character also, as well as letting the work speak. I think it's really important to work with independent film festivals and support independent filmmaking. For me, it's a passion because what I'm looking for as a jury member is strong content, and I'm looking for an original, dynamic voice. And I think in the last 2 years there's been a lot of change and a lot of good dialogue is happening, even at the top with Hollywood, and we are discussing ways of improving inclusivity and diversity in our storytelling and in the film industry. However, what I'm finding in Hollywood is we're having these conversations, and the jury or the producers, they're going out of their way to tick boxes. So they have a quota, they're looking to represent, they need a female, they need a person of color. The advantage I have on the jury working with independent film is what I'm looking for first and foremost is I'm looking for content. I'm looking for the dynamic story, and I am looking for those stories to be new voices, to be original stories from all over the world. And when you go for a truthful, brave, courageous voice from different cultures, you are representing society truthfully, and you are naturally making choices that are inclusive and that are diverse. So that's why I think it's very important that we give these artists a platform so that their work can be seen and heard.